The upside a little bit lagging there for that. Meanwhile, we'll get some manufacturing production numbers coming through at 9:15, 10 o'clock. Business inventories, the Fed getting underway today as well. We'll hear from Fed Chair Powell coming up tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m., where we will, it looks like anyways, 97% when I checked last, in favor of that quarter point cut coming through from Fed Chair Powell. Be interesting to see what he says, though. Going into the new year, I'm sure there'll be all kinds of questions on the Trump side of things, how he'll be dealing with the new administration and how that will affect his decision-making going forward. Still haven't got that yearly retail sales number there for November. There it is, finally, 3.8%, exactly in line with expectations, so nothing to see here. Downside for the overall market, overall, 0.27 right now, trying to bounce a little bit on this number in data here at 8:30, 5:30, holding on the Qs right now, down from what was just a monstrous day, positive for tech specifically yesterday. Not so much on the S&P 500. I was reading this morning, longest losing streak for the Dow since 2018.
I know what's going on over here. I've been keeping an eye on that.
I mean, we don't pay much attention to the Dow, but it was like 9 days in a row straight down for the Dow.
Yeah, it's been some weakness. The NASDAQ outperformed everything yesterday. The Rust did okay as well, as we kept an eye on small caps. Still below, I believe, that 2,400 point level the Rust is. Keep an eye on that. Lots to talk about today, Brendo. $500 is a real possibility today for Tesla. It's already up 2.5%, getting the nod from Mizuho, so we'll keep an eye on that. Palantir insider selling. Likewise with Affirm, looks like there's an offering there, and Pfizer coming out with a good guide. And how can we forget about Bitcoin? Another all-time high overnight, Brendo.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to be saying that again about Tesla coming up here pretty soon as well. More positive analyst talk from a few, actually, analysts here on Tesla this morning. Just keeps going. Can't stop, won't stop. Yeah, Bitcoin looking really, really good as well. More importantly, did you take advantage of, or have you taken advantage of this GST tax break that we're getting here over the next few weeks?
Well, when I was out west on the weekend, I went and dined out, and you didn't pay tax. And it's a big difference. Yeah. Well, there's no sales tax over there, but there's federal tax, obviously. It's a big difference, Brendo. I really haven't spent too much on presents lately because I still haven't done any. But yeah.
I went and bought popcorn yesterday.
And?
Just because. Because I read that was one of the things included on it. But apparently protein powder is another thing that's included on that as well. You don't pay tax on that.
Why is there tax on that to begin with?
Exactly. I don't know. Anyway, we get a tax break in this country for, what is it?
2 months.
2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes. We'll see. Overall, the market here, guys, holding right now anyway, still red on the morning. Neil with a day off today. Obi Zing, good morning, guys.
Hey, good morning. I got to take a lot of days off, you know. I'm not here Thursday.
Yes.
And a lot of days off happening around here, but thank God we have Obi in the building. Hi, Ramin, how you doing? Bad. Oh, no.
Oh boy,
it's gonna be a rough one for me and you, my guy. Maybe more for Sharif. Yeah, look, exciting days. Thanks, Brendan. I haven't bought anything. I didn't notice that at all. So I went and got coffees for some of the parents before the last game. And yeah, I actually noticed McDonald's, I think, had $1. The mediums are $1.25. And I think I got 7 coffees, and whatever the math was there, boom, $8.50. You know, it was just, that was the number right on the dot.
Okay.
Like, I can't remember the last time that we didn't, like, you pay whatever the sticker price is. And it's not on everything, though. I don't think it's like on electronics, or it's not on like anything expensive. I think it's on food, like Brendan was saying.
Yeah, I think it's just a few
People in
grocery
the chat
items.
will probably know.
I think
and then I guess last night, Sharif was mentioning about Trudeau, and last night he's out at a fundraiser. He's out chilling out. So our government projected a reasonable $41 billion deficit, or debt, sorry. Projection, you guys, relax. This is what I'm saying. Our government projected 40, and it came out 60, and it was just like, right there. Yeah, Sharif.
This country.
Sharif's not happy about that. So
everything's fine, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to sit here and start. I mean, don't touch our capital gains tax. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's leave that alone for a couple minutes. Yeah. Anyways, lots of stuff happening there. What is that? This is fine.
Yeah, this is pretty much
right. That's a good meme.
This is the meme that signifies what's potentially going on over
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Well, some people.
That's true. That's Trudeau right there. He was just like, this is fine. This is fine right now.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is, what I was going to say also is, we still have Sharif's mic going, which is completely fine. But if you want, okay, you got it. Some people think that this is what's potentially happening in Tesla. Now, I don't think that either. But like that,
I don't know.
like we're basically sitting in a house of cards. Like this stock has ripped up just because of the move.
Isn't that what people said the last time it ran all the way up to 1,000?
You and I have been talking about this for a long time, about just buy stocks and hold them forever.
Yeah.
I mean, they keep on working. What I'm talking about,
squeeze.
It's just the move. It's not that it's not a company that deserves to be $1.5 trillion or whatever it is. It's just this move from 330. I mean, you can even go, Obi, all the way back to November 7th. The stock has doubled. So there's November 7th right there, $240, right? November 4th, right? All the way to 480. So that's up 100% there on Tesla in a month and a half. So that's a lot. That's a bit of an extension, a little extended off the 50 period, a little extended. But the extension continues because the stock has, and we got the upgrade from Mizuho today. There's a lot of reasons to like this stock. It's on my hat right there. There's a lot of reasons to like this stock here. Now we've got automation going, got the full self-drive. We've got the connection with the president there. We've seen the same similarities with Palantir, although we had some insiders selling on Palantir the other day. There's Sharif on the TV there. See, there he goes. So Ramin's in a better mood now, I think, after this. That's a good one, Sharif. I think that's fine. Yeah. Anyways, Tesla's going to be on our mind today. I think everything is. NVIDIA, some of the chip names start to go to the downside there. You brought up a good point about Starbucks yesterday, maybe a continuation.
Starbucks sold off pretty crazily yesterday, breaking a few trends, breaking some supports as well. So I couldn't really find any significant news on it, but clearly it's selling off. And I guess shoot first, ask questions later with a lot of tickers is how I find I like to trade there, because by the time you ask questions, the move might already be gone, right? So yes, Starbucks. Let's see if that selling continues on the day today. Got AVGO on watch. AVGO has been absolutely crazy off earnings. Today will be earnings day 3. Today, let's see if we can get that day 3 gap. So looking for that as well. Tesla, obviously Tesla's that 500 well within range, Sean, and we've got a few other names as well on the docket. But I think my main focus for today is definitely going to be Tesla, AVGO, Pepsi as well. Interesting stuff going on with Pepsi. UNH continues to sell off for some reason.
So I actually wanted to post this here. So I just posted it. It's up in the chat. Thanks, Bears versus Bulls. Good morning, traders. What are we trading today? Look who's showing up over here. It's Miss Adara coming through. And she just said basically the two names. I guess I keep liking all these things. The two names that you had just mentioned there, we had talked about Broadcom, and there's some UNH right there as well. Mix that up with some Pepsi. So looks like Edgar's looking at some either Good Morning or GM right there at some point. And there's the Google 200 break. Break. Yeah, it's okay. We'll use it.
Might be a break.
It might be a break.
It might be a break at the 200.
Like hit the brakes, I think is what they mean there. But
so reversion?
Maybe
you mean a reversion off
reversion. Hit the brakes.
See.
But no, so go let us know what you like, because I think that's important. Like you got to trade. Part of it is crowdsourcing, like trading names that are very, very active, and trading names that not only
relative volume, right?
Right, exactly, and catalysts, and trying to help out with some good ideas. Guys, let us know in the chat if there's any names you want us to look at as well. But Obi's here, we're ready to rock and roll. I see Joe's already in his seat over there. He's ready to go. It's going to be a good day. I feel like we held Tesla into the after hours yesterday. That was a lot of fun. I think it was up to 470 almost. Straight away in that after hours. So Ion Q as well. There's someone in the chat there talking about quantum. So lots of names busting around here. I still like Google. So let's go back to the desk and start.
Market's hot, man.
Keep going. Market's hot.
Yeah. All right, Meta popping back up here. It's about to go green, actually. It was down way more than this, but about to go green back at 624 and a quarter here. There was a settlement, looks like, over in Australia. They're going to pay, what was it, 31.85 million to be exact, to Australian privacy watchdog. More importantly, I think Tesla, I was reading this morning, at the close, as of yesterday's close, was $100 billion in market cap off of Meta's market cap with that move that Sean was just talking about. You were quick to find there this morning. Yeah, that's no longer a thing, and we're basically there at this point this morning.
Yeah, we could change by the end of the day, Brendan. So 1.57 trillion is Meta's market cap. Currently, you can show my screen, Fabian, right here. And then if we weasel on down into Tesla, that's Meta. If we go to Tesla over here, then we've got a market cap of 1.518. So if we continue to run up like we're already showing here in the pre-market, already up 2%, that could change fundamentally, Brendo. But important news for Meta yesterday with Donald Trump meeting with the CEO of TikTok, and then obviously there's that Supreme Court decision, so that TikTok tailwind that Meta's been benefiting from lately. We'll have to see how that all pans out.
Yeah, he kind of skirted that question in that press conference, it seemed like. I mean, he said they'll look at TikTok, I think is the actual wording he used, but yeah, it's coming up very quickly, the 19th, the day before, whether or not that'll be banned. We shall see. There's Bitcoin, we were mentioning as well, all-time highs, 1.4% right now. The march higher continues here, speaking of the Trump administration.
Great look for crypto. I've got nothing to add other than just, continue to watch this one go. I was doing a little bit of research today with respect to some of these, so the crypto high. So let's have a look over here. Analysts are predicting a move into 110 now that we didn't get that rejection of the $100,000 level. I was talking to Joe on the How to Trade show yesterday that my bias was a range between 100,000 and 90 for a little bit until we got that bigger catalyst and breakout through 100. No. So everybody's talking about a strategic Bitcoin reserve similar to the strategic oil reserve that the States has. So we're going to have to see how this all pans out, but it's already going.
Yeah, doesn't want to stop. Here's Robinhood, meanwhile, as far as individual equities are concerned, among the best looking charts right now. Monster volume yesterday on that breakout on the daily time frame. We are coming back in a little bit here in the pre-market for Robinhood, guys, but still looking really good.
Actually, that's funny because I was actually looking up some Robinhood and I was like, we hadn't talked about that, and we liked it near that $40 mark, and then there's that hold on Robinhood. I was looking at it in my other charts there, but then I was like, it's down today, and it was down a little bit. I mean, it's doing decent volume, 200,000 shares, and it's down, so I was kind of like, maybe it's not that breakout. But like yesterday on Micron, we had broke out, and we got a great trade on MU yesterday. So, and Micron fell out first and then ripped. So I'm gonna add, I'm looking for one more name here on the sticky note. I think I'm going to put Robinhood on it, but looking at obviously a dip buy opportunity here. Similar to what we had yesterday in Tesla down at 437 and on Micron. So you're underneath view up, you're underneath the 50-period moving average. The only thing is, again, this is not going to be tricky like Palantir was yesterday. Palantir yesterday was disaster. We should not have gone long there and chased that one all the way in. What about this level? This is the 200-period moving average on a 5-minute chart. You do have some consolidation down here around 41.50. Now, whether or not we get there or not, that's going to take a move down in the market. The thing is I've switched over to contracts, so I'm at NQH. I don't know if you want to look at that, Obi. I think it's probably more volume right now. Yeah. The H contract right now, so we're looking at the forward. So, you're down, you're starting to break. You could possibly break this bottom. I could see Robinhood giving a little bit. Where's my Robinhood chart? Giving a little bit up here in the in the pre-market, and then hopefully off the open. So you do have some levels here. I'm going to mark it down. Maybe this 42 area we could start to dip by it. If we do get that fall, and that's only 80 cents from here. That's very possible that we do that. And then where was that 200 period here on Robinhood? Yeah, 41.50. So I think that would be sort of a spot that we would really like to get long in. So yeah, I like Robinhood. And then what was the other name that they were talking about? Meta, I guess. I don't know. What else was there? You can talk about whatever you want.
Yeah, we can talk.
But yeah, the other one name there would be Meta on, again, they're going to be this TikTok tailwinds, headwinds. I think just depending on, which way the wind blows and what, President, I guess Trump, now at this point, right, incoming there, is going to say about those bans. We heard that ByteDance, they talked about they have to divest this by January 19th or whatever it is. And yeah, I think that's a win for Meta. But I just think the they're all tied together. You know, like when people are watching on TikTok, they somehow make it to Reels, or it makes it to Instagram, makes it to YouTube Shorts. Like it's all like sometimes I look over at my kids, they're watching YouTube on the TV because we have the YouTube app, and they're watching TikToks, but on YouTube. Like they're just repurposed. So I don't know how they're going to ban all of that and how this is all going to work out.
I think there's definitely one ticker worth watching if that does follow through, and that's Snapchat, right? Snapchat would be another social media that uses short form content as one of their main features, and Snapchat definitely could receive some sort of move. But again, price action determining, of course, off of the news. We'll have to wait and see what it does. But yeah, right as of right now, I got a little bit of anchored from May earnings right here, but you can see that this year we've been kind of sold off quite aggressively all the way down to lows of 825s. Here, a bit of a reclaim all the way back up to some of these prior anchored levels here at that 12 halves right here, where we made a couple highs at the 13. So yeah, this 13 that we're building up into could be interesting. Bit of a double top action as of right now. But yeah, you can already see from the high of the year happening off of an earnings reaction in February was 1890. I don't know if we're going to get back to that form or glory, but again, maybe that TikTok ban can give us a little bit of oomph to the upside, and then maybe we get through this 13 and then start cooking a little bit towards some of these highs. Look at another double top at that $17 level. So it's interesting how this thing looked. Triple top, bang, double top, fade off. It actually gives you time to get in this time. This one you didn't have much time to get in because that was the earnings reaction.
Right.
This double top, you got in like on the break of some of these supports, and it worked out quite well. But now we're creeping right back up into it. So I don't know. I think definitely Snapchat one to watch out for if you're trying to play that ByteDance or TikTok kind of trade there. But other than that, I don't really have anything else on.
I think the one thing that I've learned for sure, and part of it is obviously coming from you as well, is the fact that to be patient. Like you gotta. Sometimes you got to sit in the trade for a couple minutes and let it build out and let it hit some of your levels, right? I mean,
you must believe.
Yeah, well, once you have the idea, I think that's true. Once you have the idea, you have to believe in that idea. And if you're going to scalp in and out of it super quick, like we could have got out of Micron yesterday for a loss. We could have got out of SMCI yesterday for losses, but we believed in the directional, or actually Micron could have never been a loss, SMCI, but we believed in the direction was down. So we had to, like, just for example, yesterday, and we are getting ready. We are going to be having Money Mitch coming on very, very soon from Trade the Pool. So get ready for that. You can right now select that, scan our QR code right there, grab your 10 points off. Money Mitch will come out in just a couple seconds and talk all about that. But here was the trade yesterday. We actually had to withstand pretty much all of this move. And it got right to the levels that we had talked about where there could be some consolidation. The problem is we started the trade a little too early, and the next thing you knew, we were getting close to being out of the money 50, 60, 70 cents. And it was like, uh-oh, we're near that punching out zone. But thankfully, you know, we held tight, and then SMCI closes not at the low of the day, because that was at the open, but at the low of the day from that opening run. So, yeah, man, SMCI yesterday, we had some conviction with it. We stayed with it, and I think we can try to do that today, especially with the Tesla long. I feel like Tesla could drop in a little bit here, just on some give back. We have to wait till 9:25, Obi, and that's when we'll see those imbalances. And when they come out, then we can see maybe a little bit of a jiggling there on Tesla. Okay, we'll go back to the desk, and we'll see if we're ready for our guest.
Is Mitch Hoke, analyst over at Trade the Pool, back with us once again. It is a big week, Mitch. It's the final Fed meeting coming up, starting today, and then we'll get the actual decision tomorrow. We'll hear from Fed Chair Powell tomorrow. The market seems to be in a bit of a wait and see kind of mode here. That being said, you know, rates I saw this morning, yields are spiking. Stocks could be under a little bit of pressure. Dollar actually creeping up as well. Put that all aside, we still have Tesla back to highs. We still have, you know, all kinds of strength in other big tech names. What do you make of, you know, where we're at going into the holidays here?
Yeah, you know, one of the things that you can clearly see, it seems like maybe Santa Claus came a little early, right? Of course, everyone's waiting for the real Santa Claus rally, which will start next week. But I think that you're seeing that good seasonality come into play, right? But now one thing that you clearly mentioned is the warning signs that are starting to show up out there, right? One clear example is the VIX going up yesterday with the market. Not something you see often, right? And it's been kind of now starting to break an hourly high, which I would definitely keep an eye out today to see if the VIX keeps advancing as a warning sign. But when we look at the NASDAQ, what are we truly seeing in this market? Well, you see 47% of stocks are advancing and 49.4% are actually declining. But wait, Mitch, the markets are going up. What's going on here? Well, it's all about the new highs. Take a look at the stocks that are making new highs. 56.3% of stocks are making new high versus the stocks that are making new low. That's a little bit confusing, right? When you think about it just in statistics. But what is this showing? That just a few players are holding this market up. Classic signs of near topping action. And then what are we seeing now? We saw the quantum just completely rip yesterday. A lot of these quantum names are getting their AI moment as early adopters come in and excited to grow projects, right? Of course, quantum computing is still ways out, I would say, for the average person, but this could truly make AI seem obsolete because, I mean, you're hearing things that quantum can do that AI couldn't dream of doing, right? So I think that this is something that's getting players excited. And this usually happens when we start to hear the big players start to mention things, right? Google came in here and reiterated about their quantum chip that they're pushing to levels. And I think that that was the big move that really got this to another level, right? There's something smaller stocks moving, but once the big boys start to mention it, that's when you really see the reactions. We saw similar reactions in small nuclear reactors, right? We started seeing Salesforce mention it. We started seeing Amazon mention it. And then you started seeing SMR and NE really take that lift, right? So these are all different areas that are starting to get hot, and we're in growth mode. The only question is, when does this turn around? Because this usually happens when we start to see what's called the dash for trash, right? And we're seeing that all around, right? We're seeing everything kind of rip, right? I don't know if you guys have taken a look at AI, just classic AI, C3 AI. That was the first kind of AI stock that went to the moon, and that's even doing well. It just goes to show me exactly what we're doing here, right? We're getting this growth momentum move. Now the only question is, when does it come crashing back down? Now there is one crypto play that I will mention here that I'm keeping an eye on, which is the metaverse play. What happened to the metaverse, right? Everyone was like all on the metaverse, but look at Unity, take a look at Roblox, and you can also take a look at Net, which is Cloudflare. All of these are players in the metaverse. Of course, you could also take a look at the stock Meta and see how that's performing, right? And I think that we're starting to see some kind of enthusiasm. As crypto goes higher, you'll start to see more mentions of NFTs, dare I say it? So I think that that's what we're seeing a lot of momentum and growth.
That's officially the top then, if we start talking about NFTs on this show.
I'm already seeing it, man. I'm telling you, I'm already seeing it. And what that also shows is, look at Ethereum pricing, right? Because a lot of these NFTs are based on Ethereum, right? And so that's why I was talking about ETHU a while back, and that's done really well. It could continue to lift, right? I know that a lot of people just strictly go for Bitcoin, but keep an eye out that. And I've also heard talkings in the background that Solana ETFs might come out, right? And if that happens, I'd keep an eye out on that ETF also. So, hey, interesting plays all around, and I think it's so important to stay with themes, guys. If you can stay with themes, you can play with the big boys. That's what I always say. Let's
touch on seasonality here, Mitch, as we head into the final couple weeks of the year here.
Yeah.
A lot of positioning, a lot of movement, a lot of tax loss harvesting going on. Just talk about from a higher standpoint, how are you approaching these from a longer term perspective, meaning anything you've been holding all year? I mean, 30+% in some cases for investors. It's been a great year. Obviously, there's going to be some profit taking.
Yeah, that's what we're seeing right now. The ringing of the register in NVIDIA, right? I think that's what we clearly can see, right? And I think, what is that doing? That's doing an actual good move for the major caps, because what's happening? there's always rotation, and I always talk about it. Rotation never stops, it just moves, right? So what are we seeing here? We thought that maybe we'd see the value names really kick up, but that's not what we're seeing. Essentially, what I'm seeing is just sell NVIDIA and go buy the other mega caps, right? Apple, Microsoft, Google, Meta, Amazon. They're all having a good time right now. And I think that's just profit taking in certain areas. And then thinking about it in this way, Apple didn't really have a crazy 2024, and it's just started to get the AI catalyst going. This is why I've clearly said it. Apple over NVIDIA in 2025 is something I clearly see.
Hey, Mitch, Sharif here. Good to see you again. I got to ask you about Broadcom, Mitch, because this thing's been a rocket ship lately. It's catching the AI tailwind, maybe even some of NVIDIA dollars that would have worked its way in there. It's at highs, Mitch. How would you get in if you were going to get in?
Yeah, this is one of those where you got to wait for the pullback at least, unless you're trying to play it both ways, right? Unless you're that type of quick action trader where you could short it and then go long it into the move. But I would be playing it with sympathy, right? I'm always about relationships. So the one that I was calling just this week was Micron, and we talked about it on Friday, how it's kind of fighting this $100 level. And what happened yesterday? Boom, it got the lift. And why? Because they were looking, the algos go looking, right? It's AVGO. Okay, so what else can move? So Marvell, Micron, those charts looked prime, and they started to get the buying yesterday, especially as you start to hold that 100 level on Micron. So I'd be watching those players to play the sympathy in the industry. Whenever I can't catch the rocket, there's always something that follows the rocket, right? That's what I want to know. I want to know the relationships and who is the second player that I should be watching here.
A lot to consider as we head into the final couple of weeks here, Mitch. Anything specifically for today that's catching your eye?
Yeah, so there's an interesting play, and where the memesters at? I know the chat will get going on this. GME is one to watch over 30, just because we're starting to see that type of day, right? That momentum, that growth. And I think that, GME, I was even looking at it yesterday to see if it break down. But look at that reversal action now starting to come back to that 30. I'd keep an eye out on this one. It's also one of the major players in the XRT. So keeping an eye on the XRT is also something to watch during this time as a retail trade for the Santa Claus rally comes into play. Ulta, ANF, and Lulu. Still three names there that I'd keep an eye out. And then, of course, you got Nike reporting this week. That has a really low bar that I think it's going to go ahead and going to go press that bar higher. So Nike's definitely one that I'm keeping an eye out, especially after the earnings. I'm not usually an earnings player, but I'll wait for the earnings to come in and see that the investors want to get back in on this. But yeah, I think there's some really interesting plays out there. Autonomous plays still staying hot. Tesla, AUR, Mobileye, those three are the names that I gave you guys just a couple of weeks ago when Tesla first started to move on the 350. AUR now up there towards like 9, Mobileye continuing going. I think at the end of the day, autonomous is here to stay. And one thing that GM did that I think was wrong is they canceled the robotaxi, and they canceled that. Why? Because they knew that Elon had them beat. Yes. That's exactly what they knew. And then they said, well, we'll just go and look at retail action there. We're going to go to the autonomous driving features that they're already working on, right? So I think that's clearly what GM admitted to there. And we got to continue to watch this because autonomous is coming. And with that, you're seeing also battery plays, lithium plays. Focus, guys. I think a lot of you guys are like me that do day trading and swing trading, but another time right now is very important to think about what investments I should be thinking about in 2025.
I might have been a year early, I think, on this LAC, Lithium Americas, but yeah, no, you're not wrong.
Go. That's one.
Yeah, no, it's
QuantumScape, Microvast, solid state batteries, right? I always think about this one thing, and the professor once told me this. I think it's one of the most important things to think about in investing. Know what the underlining asset is in each play and theme, and watch for that asset to get appreciation first, and then the theme actually happens. So in EV, that's lithium, that's your batteries, that's your charging stations, and they all have to be made first if we're gonna get this lift.
Mitch, best of luck. Once again, great insight as always. Good to see you.
Yeah, like always, guys, check out, of course, we got these brand new limited packages that are coming on. Of course, you know, we go with the evals, and we're always trying to set up traders for success. So we made it easier. Yes, I said that. We made it easier, payouts better for you guys. So definitely take a look at the action. And like I always say, if you need buying power and you're one of those traders trying to learn how to trade consistently, well, we're definitely that option for you. Check us out. Trade the Pool.
Shout out to Trade the Pool. Thanks, Mitch.
Thank you, Mitch.
Yeah, thank you, Mitch. Yeah, I like
lots of hot names. Man.
Go. Yeah, I was gonna say like that's. I agree with that whole understand what the underlying is and then work around that, because that could have got you into plays like Dell.
Yeah.
You know, that started to rip up there. Obviously, SMCI has its own issues surrounding that. But I was also gonna ask, you know, if a name like an Uber or something like that that's been hit so much. Brendan mentioned there, LAC, right? Lithium America, another one of those names. So yeah, I think. One name that Mitch had mentioned before that hasn't moved too much has been Toyota. I believe in and around this area, it's not much of a day trading name, only 11,000 shares done today and kind of flat in and around this area as well. GM, another interesting name brought up. This is a name that is really cheap right now. And I think, you know, getting out of that business with Cruise makes sense if it's not going to be a profitable one, if they can't compete like we were mentioning, or Mitch was mentioning there as well. If Elon's already got the crown, why bother to come after it at this point? So yeah, this is at the 50 period moving average. I think this could also go. And then, I don't know, man, I was talking with some dads last night at hockey as well. And I just think the pullback, and I think this is again what we were just talking about there, what could be hot next year. You know, what about some SMR right now as well? As we look at some nuclear names, this has dropped all the way from $32 back into $21. Still not a profitable company though, Obi. But at the same time, it has fallen back in quite nicely here, about that 35% or so from that top. So nice move back in there for SMR as well. So a couple new ideas.
Yeah, no, I think that I was definitely going to mention some of those nuclear reactor names, because I'm like, all right, well, if AI is running, and then we have quantum names running as well, so quantum could be a look as well, and then SMR, some of the nuclear reactors that they're thinking about using to power some of these endeavors as well could definitely be something that you could get into forward looking. And LAC, I remember LAC was moving around during COVID as well. The whole battery play, lithium battery play, and that's coming back into play as well. I actually haven't taken a look at that ticker in a while, but you can see nice little recovery. We are pulling back a little bit here, but holding above some of these prior lows here. But you look at the former glory of this ticker. We have been coming down from quite a ways here, all the way 25.70 are the highs, and finally getting a little bit of a curl, John, with some expanding volume as well. Some of this volume we have not seen since I guess early 2021 and I guess 2020 as well. So you see that this kind of volume came in at the beginning of this crazy move here that took us all the way up to 25, and we're starting to experience some of those volume spikes all the way into those into that territory as well. But a lot of names on watch. EVs, of course, again, the main one EV name that I have on watch. Oh boy, those are a lot of lines. Let me clean that up. But look at this, coming in for a bit of a gap up move here once again on Tesla, closing in pre-market high, or pre-market's trading at 473s. Yesterday's high 63.19. Pre-market high is at 78.95. But that 500 level definitely well within range, and we were talking about this a little bit earlier today as well, as to how likely we are to see that 500 mark today if and when we do break above these highs, John. So a lot of tickers on watch, and very strong plays as well. I think Tesla definitely one of the top names on my list today for sure. I don't know if you've already sent out the sticky note, so I'm gonna guess that Tesla is probably one of the top.
Tesla's going to be the top name. You know, the thing is here, this is an interesting thing again about what Brendan was talking about here. And I think this drip down has a lot to do with UNH. We do have a big component here. So this is the DIA. So this is the diamonds. Brendan just mentioned it here. The biggest decrease in number of days, I think, in a couple years, down 9 straight days. I don't remember that exact stat that Brendan had there, but you have UNH that's in here. That's been getting hit. Of course, we have NVIDIA. I'm not going to type in the symbols, but another big name that's been getting hit as well as of late. So a little bit of a pushback in here. And then, we get some XLF and different things happening in different spaces. So as we've all talked about here, again, my chart doesn't switch, but we've all talked about it. Look at the XLF. And this is not a dramatic move, but it's very similar to that of the diamonds. So you still have here, that's 9 straight days where there's 2 little blips in there that may be green. But at the end of the day, this is only about 4%, not even that, from 52 down to 49. So you get about that. So about a 4% pull back here in some of these names. So it is affecting something like the DIA, where if you look at the Qs, obviously we talk about that. Yesterday, all-time highs, looks like we'll open up in and around there if we open up flat. So, we're getting a little excited here about different indexes. So I think it's about time that maybe we get back to a little bit of value and start looking at those diamonds, which would be the Dow Jones. So I think that's a good little call there. Intel out, NVIDIA in. They're switching these names.
You definitely see that happen. He was definitely right in pointing out how, and we've been noticing that on the floor as well. NVIDIA selling off, AMD as well. Alongside a few other names, but other chip names catching a bid. And shout out to Wayne. He was talking about yesterday that this is the whole people are buying into ASIC processors and really kind of selling off GPU processors. Now I'm sure Wayne knows more about this than I do, but that's kind of the trend that we've been observing over the past couple of weeks there.
Yeah, makes sense. You got play the trends, and if you're long-term investing, I think that some of these things are getting close to some levels. So
Micron was great yesterday.
Micron was
great. You see eyes on Qualcomm as well. So a lot of these chip names moving around with that NVIDIA sell-off. And again, was it taking profits and off of names that have been running and maybe moving them around? Definitely makes some sense.
So I just want to show something here. Grok is bad. What are the Dow Jones components? Your input is as lengthy as the history of the universe. Could you summarize for us, please? That's pathetic. I can call up to ChatGPT. You want to do it on ChatGPT? I could do it right now, right? Dow components. Probably. It might be like, let me just see what happens here.
Yeah.
It's taking its fair time. I guess we could be showing it on the screen here. Searching the web.
GPT is pretty good for that.
Everything's taking forever here. Maybe it's just my computer's not even working over here.
They gotta start those nuclear reactors up.
What's going on with the energy here? Oh, here
it is.
There we go. Coming right in. Okay, here it is. Oh, hold on a second. Here it is. Here it is right here. So basically, they are literally giving me, look, I just wrote down Dow components. Look what they're giving me. All the components, symbols, and everything. And I guess I need to keep going and stop that Coca-Cola. But at the end of the day, something there at least. That was a little bit embarrassing there for me for Grok. So I just want to test it out. Sharif mentioned yesterday it was there, so I looked at it. I've been trying it out a little bit there, sent some tweets out yesterday, but at the end of the day, that was bad. All right, let's go back over and start this rundown, baby.
60.80, guys. That's where we closed out yesterday on the ES December contract. Should be noted, the March contract already doing more volume than the December contract. We're going to roll over here on Friday, but keep your eye on that. So 60.80, we continue to range in that 50-point zone that we've been in for the past week or so. 60.50 as support. 6,100 as resistance.
If you haven't done so yet, make sure you grab the absolutely free from us to you every single day watch list. Jump down to the description of this video right now. Top link will get you to the sign up page. As always, all you need is an email address and it will just show up every day. 2.4% right now for Tesla. Back to the upside. Yep, can't stop this rally in Tesla. There's nothing really significant. There's a bunch of analyst price target increases and positive things to say about Elon and crew, but the story continues here. It just hasn't changed.
Yeah, no, it really is the same old story. So today, Mizuho analyst Vijay Rakesh upgrading, guys, Tesla from neutral to outperform, and an eye-watering price target increase from 230 to 515. Obviously, citing autonomy software, they saying their stack shows improvement. They're also highlighting possibly looser regulatory framework under Donald Trump for the autonomous segment, and the repealing of these EV tax credits. On the face of it, it could look like it hurts Tesla, but it actually hurts Tesla's competitors more, or so this analyst believes, Brendo. So we'll keep an eye on this one. Like I mentioned, 500 could be in sight today.
Like today,
Yeah.
$25 away. It's not even that big of a deal. I mean, we were talking about it at the end of the last week, I think. I forget what analyst it was, but they were saying like autonomous alone would add $1 trillion in market cap to this company. So 475, a thing here, guys?
Money keeps coming into this name. I mean, whether or not the valuation is accurate for autonomous and all this kind of stuff, there's only so many plays you can make in the space. And, you know, we talked about the run-up in Google recently for the quantum play there, Obi. And now you're getting everything basically all suited up into one. We talked about Elon was rigging together, what was it, 100,000 GPUs. I mean, there's so much. Anyways, I refreshed. I asked Grok 3 times, and all 3 times it gave me that universe is messed up answer. And then I just refreshed it, asked it again, and it immediately, here you go. If you come over the screen, it immediately gave me all 30. Right there immediately. So, yeah, so
it almost learned what the answer was. Eventually, I guess.
Someone said, well, let me see how up to date it is, actually. Do they have NVIDIA in here, which would be the most recent ad? Boeing, Caterpillar, Disney.
Has it been added already? Or?
Well, there's Intel. I'll have to double check if it's actually been added yet. But okay. Anyways, all right. Should know that. All right. Tesla right now, just talking about it. Yeah, it will stop. So it's not that it can't stop, but it won't stop right now. I mean, I wrote down, honestly, just looking at this. Yesterday, we wrote down 437. It ripped up to 447, then went right down to 437. Neil had that, ripped up. For some reason, we weren't sitting there. That's a $10 move right there before it made another all-time high. So I'm just wondering if that move happens again. We were, you know, when we were looking at the sticky note there, we were writing it down. We were at this 471, looking like we could possibly break lower. So then I thought to myself, are we going to respect this 200 period moving average? So right now that's at 470. I think if you want to take a shot early and you believe that it is just like blue skies ahead, then yeah, that's probably a good dip buy area. For me, the area to really start to get interested in this would be in and around this 466 there, where we kind of danced around yesterday after hours. We had a huge move there after the market closed, huge move, like $3 or $4. But that could be a spot. And then I just wrote down, just to be conservative, yesterday's close, which is 460-ish. So 461 to 462 in here is an area that I think could happen. We went down $10 yesterday off the open before ripping up 25. So I want to be there for it. The thing is, the market's scaring me a little bit as we're underneath VWAP. We're underneath VWAP here on Tesla as well. But man, I mean, I don't want to be short the name. If anybody's going to be short, it's probably going to be Obi because he's going to see something. Not that you want to play short, but if it's there, we'll both take it. But I mean, I don't think early, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, I don't think we're looking short.
For Tesla, yeah, no. I think again, I can talk about what my idea is. Idea is if we sustain some of these levels from prior day and after I was here, yeah, sure, we pull back all the way down to 460. That could definitely be a place to look for a potential bid, as it was a little bit of resistance there prior day. But look at the after hours action there. So strong into the close, a little bit of a push above 75s right there with a 78.95. High in the pre-market. We're pulling back. We've made higher lows relative to 4 a.m. lows as of right now. 4 a.m. lows in and around 470s, and then current lows 471s. We're trading at 473s. But something I do want to point out, what Sean said, yeah, we got a little bit of a shake and bake yesterday, and then off of the open, and then we got that continuation. So we wipe not only opening range high, but we wipe opening range low, taking out definitely players that are risking off of those levels, and then finally catching a bid to take us through that high. And then you can see that pattern kind of sustains over the past few days. Look, once again, a little bit of a shake and bake off of the open, and then we get that move. Doesn't really happen as much here as we trade pretty much sideways, but another one right here on Wednesday. Tuesday as well, we got that strong action, but consolidation for the rest of the day. So yeah, I'm looking for that bit of a shakeout off of the open to see if we get any sort of directional moves off of that shakeout, and then I'll be more than willing to go either way. I don't really care what my original idea is. If it's going to show me that that it's going to be trending down off of the opening range lows, I'm more than willing to take a short. But the idea is to take some inventory into the 500 level, because I think it is very well poised for that. But then again, what do I know? This can pull back 100 points before we get back to 500. So let's see what the price action does today to see how it'll dictate some of our trading decisions.
Rogers.
All right, Palantir, big move down out of the gate yesterday. Huge seller at the open for PLTR. We get down to 72, held. Going back to the end of last week, that was support. We're down again this morning to the tune of 3%. The CFO in a filing selling some shares.
Yeah, it's interesting how he did this, Brendo. So let's talk about it. David A. Glazer is his name. He's, as Brendo mentioned, Chief Financial Officer. Let's have a look at what he was doing over here, Fabian. Acquired 315,000 and change shares, but here it was an options contract, so he bought all those shares at $4.72 a piece, then simultaneously selling the same amount of shares that he bought there, 315,126 at an eye-watering price of $72 to $75. Making a nice $23.1 million from that trade. He now holds about 300,000 shares. Should be mentioned, guys, Palantir stock up 341% year to date with a current market cap of $172 billion.
Great year. Back into decent levels here, 72 and 70, guys, for PLTR.
We talked about this name being a direct list. We talked about it being a 30-year-old company. You know, some of these guys, the stat is something like 95% of NVIDIA employees have net worths of more than $10 million.
Really?
Yeah. So are they hired? Too late for that, my guy. These are because a lot of them got paid in not paid in, but part of their bonus.
Yeah.
Like part of your bonus is Trader TV Live coin.
Yeah.
You know, when that
comes out,
you're going to get 1 million coins. Okay.
Thank you. Hopefully we IPO at $100.
You can't hawk to us, man. You gotta stay with it.
HODL. It's all about the HODL, man.
That's part of the agreement. Where you're going to have to hold them for 6 months at least.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
Maybe 3 months for you. You know, 6 months for Neil.
Yeah.
Okay. So
no swaps.
Yeah. No swaps. Okay. So at the end of the day, though. Palantir is going to be, yesterday we wrote it down there trying to break through that 77. We thought it had a great chance to do that. It did do that, but it only went up like 50 cents. Oh, actually, it looks like it went up 80 cents there. We were able to get some out, and then it was just disaster struck because then I started trying to defend this low of the day. Which was the pre-market low, because I was like, what? It went to 77 all the way down to 74. That's not possible, but very possible. And we've seen it happen before in this name. I can go back and show you lots of charts of Palantir, you know, going like one way and then just fading. Like it has, like here we go. So like it's not possible. We go back 3 days and we drop 73 to 68 right there. So, you know, like a lot of trading is going to be hindsight, and I don't know why we stayed there yesterday, but we did, and then we finally were able to get out here when it broke through 73.50. We tried to use like, you know, basically that area from 2 days ago in the afternoon. And once that broke, thankfully we weren't caught up there. The real trade, of course, would have been, you know, watching the consolidation here and then probably trying to play the short. That would have been an L, so I think that that's a loss there. And then it just, for some reason, got going right there into the close. And then now the dump off happened. So the reason why I talk about that, you know, that NVIDIA number and then this Palantir is that some people are going to sell. The guy had 700,000 shares of Palantir, dumped half of them, put 25 million in his pocket. Well, all that I say to that is congratulations or bang, good trade by whoever that was. At the end of the day, Palantir is still pretty, it's 172 billion. I mean, up 300% for the year. I think it gives something back here again today. I want to look at that 71. So it's down 3%. Market is heading lower, has been heading lower. It's kind of just bouncing around now. I think we look at 71. And if it holds, great, but I didn't write it down today. So a stock that made me flush down early yesterday, we'll avoid it right here early today, but we'll wait for 71 if it comes through.
Yeah, I think I'm just looking at this ticker on the weekly, this breakout was absolutely beautiful through that 45 mark. You can see that come in prior all-time highs being at that 45. We run up into it, consolidate. This is a weekly chart. We consolidate underneath that 45 for roughly about a month before finally breaking out, and we've been going parabolic since, with a high of 80.91 here on the weekly. So yeah, I'm going to pull it down to a 3-hour chart. 82.72 is all-time highs from I think it's either pre-market or after-hours action there. Maybe a little bit of I think it's pre-market action there from December 9th. But yeah, taking a little bit of a pullback, and take a look at this. Prior earnings anchored, we've been holding quite well above it, a little bit of an extension off of it, but nothing too crazy. We have been holding quite a trend, every one of these dips into the trend, getting bought up, and sure, every time you do get a little bit of an extension and pull back, you pull back right into the trend and then hold, sustain, catch another bid. So let's see if this little pop is showing us that the move might be willing to slow down a little bit here. But I'm looking at this bigger picture trend here on Palantir since prior earnings there on November 4th of earlier this year. So yeah, let's see what Palantir does. Let's see if we could hold some support down here in the low 70s. If so, then yeah, maybe we're poised for another pop up off of this trend support here on Palantir. But solid ticker on the year for sure. Oh yeah.
To Broadcom on the way back in here, now 1.6% to the downside after another one that was monstrously positive at the end of the day. What a run this has had since earnings. Just the leftover enthusiasm here, a little bit of profit taking coming back into play maybe, but it's been a great week here for AVGO.
Yeah, so I was reading an interesting article this morning about the correlation between NVIDIA and AVGO, and it looks like they both actually do well at the same time because they don't actually make the same type of products. Let's look at it. So Broadcom actually supplies networking processors for AI data centers that actually connect chips like NVIDIA's H100 and the upcoming Blackwell. So they don't necessarily do the same thing, despite the fact that Broadcom is also trying to get into the advanced AI for GPUs. And also, apparently, NVIDIA really has a moat with their CUDA software. And that is a lot better than, getting these custom-made chips like the Tensor Processing Unit or Trainium from Amazon, which don't come with robust software. So apparently, this article looking at both doing well at the same time, Brendo, but now NVIDIA in correction territory.
Yeah, down more than 10%. I mean, it was 14, I think, by the end of the day yesterday. So correction and then some for NVIDIA. Broadcom looking good here, guys.
Oh. You had some thoughts about Broadcom. So why don't I pass it over to you? I know you traded it for sure on earnings day. I wasn't here that next day. Sure. And now you have some thoughts.
I've traded it both earnings day 1 and day 2. Day 1 was maybe not the best. I kind of liked every price to buy in the first half of the day and kind of roughly capitulated my risk a little bit before the move actually came in. I was like, that's not happening day 2. And day 2 didn't really do what I was looking for right off of the bat, but was definitely involved in the opening drive. Oh boy, that thing came in real hot and just blasted all the way into 250 by the end of the day here. But yeah, took some into 240s there yesterday. Got that continuation later on in the day as well. But yeah, I don't know if I'm looking for more of the same on today, as we are looking a little bit different than the prior 2 days. Again, earnings day 3 is the day today. Still doing relative volume in the pre-market, 3.5 times to 2 times coming into the open here. But we're trading a little bit lower than some of these pre-market highs, all the way up at 255.95. Coming back into some of these prior days levels, I see a little bit of a consolidation base here at that 240 mark here on Broadcom, and then that dip low off of the morning push, and that selling kind of stops in and around 237 as well. So I think these might be some areas I'd like to be watching here. You know what? I'm going to put that in right now. I'm going to put on an alert there at the 240 right here, just to kind of see if and when it does come in. I'll get that alert, and we can look at we can observe if there is a little bit of a bid. We're only trading 5 points away from there, Sean, and we have a bit of a downtrend coming into the open on the market. But if the downtrend breaks, oh boy, are we going to get a reversion, which is basically a trend continuation on a bigger picture. So let's see if we can revert some of this pre-market downtrend. If not, do we hold below 240 and we take a little bit of a breather? This ticker is extended quite nicely off of earnings. Again, if we just measure from earnings reaction low, which is well within the days, you can see the day going into earnings, well within that range. Oh boy, indeed, we've done about 40% move within 2 days if you measure from the low of earnings reaction to the high of today's pre-market. So about a 40% move within 2 days on AVGO. This chip is definitely strong.
Yeah, the force is strong with this one, but not today. Down obviously that 2%. So I mean, I like looking for that sort of move back to not to some lows, but we'll figure this all out as we have imbalances coming out. I like some of those levels that Obi was obviously just talking about. 250 going to be key no matter what stock you're looking at. So we'll have to look at 250 on a bump back up, right? That's where VWAP is. I like to fade in and around that 250 marker. All right, just a couple of seconds here. We do have to go back to the board, but we're going to see the NASDAQ imbalances. So let me just call this up right now. Okay, so it's starting. Broadcom lower. Look at that. Nice, take a look at that, Obi. Nice little move to the downside right now as that's starting to go. We have some quantum names on the upside right there. Okay, well, now a little bit of a bounce around there. Tesla comes with a buy. So there's the shoot up there for Tesla. Tesla's starting to go right now, guys. 475 right now on Tesla. Nice little bump up there as they get that bid. So there's Broadcom with the sell. Sound with a buy. Apple with a sell. Load. All right, so there's the tick down for Apple there. Now breaking through 250, but coming right back. And then I saw NVIDIA on there, but now erased, so probably nothing on. And, oh, there it is on NVIDIA. Let me see what this is doing there, 128, 129. But we're going to go over and talk about this NVIDIA correction down 10.
Sell? I missed that. Was it? Yeah, sell for NVIDIA's imbalance right now. Yeah, it's more than that now. We were just calculating. It's pushing 15% here in the pre-market off of that high above 152. Still, I mean, the chart looks pretty good here still. I mean, the story continues, but showing some signs of weakness possibly.
Yeah, that definitely, Brendo. Let's look at this chart over here, guys, if we can, because there does seem to be a bit of support at that $130 level, Fabian, where we kind of just hung out there in mid-August. Let's see, we're below it right now. Let's see if we're able to reclaim it. Separately, there is this headline from China. The antitrust probe into NVIDIA continues. Widely speculated that this is kind of a tit-for-tat exchange, politically motivated. What's in question right now is NVIDIA's 2020 acquisition of Mellanox Technologies. It was 4 years ago, and this is kind of a symbolic warning to NVIDIA and other multinational companies that they could face fines or public reprimands as well. So we'll keep an eye on that. NVIDIA down 2 1/3.
SIDU spiking here, back higher now. Initially, it was down through $4. We're now back to, $5+. $14 million private placement, so an offering getting pushed through after a big day yesterday for SIDU, up 15.
Yeah, so I think you buy NVIDIA now. I don't, again, we're talking about two different things because we're going to talk about day trading here. I wrote down, I'm choosing AMD for the short, but at some point, I just think NVIDIA is a hold, don't trade in your own account. I don't think you panic and punch out of this thing. Here's what it looks like on the daily chart. Looks like it's trying to break a little bit lower right now on that. The 50, we're below the 50 period. The 200 period's at 115. So that's like a for sure buy. Like we haven't been anywhere near the 200. I could move this back here and it would start to load up. You could see, we're nowhere. This goes all the way back to August of 23, and as it just continues to go, it's just going to get better and better. But, a little drip down. We've had it before. We came close enough. We're getting close again. So maybe 124, 123-ish, a good little area for NVDA there on the daily to start to buy some. I would rather short the name that's down on the year, that's down significantly on the year, that we hit yesterday for a good short. And that's going to be AMD. We hit this yesterday. It was a great one. I think P&L number one was going to be Micron, but AMD was right there as well, fading off of this 128. So we had that there yesterday. We had to be very, very patient with it. We actually had it early, came in again. So I think for this trade, it's the same thing. I wrote down here on the sticky note, 126. I'm in something right now. What just filled? What am I in? Oh, I'm in Robinhood. Robinhood came down to $42. Okay, so a little bit of a starting position there on Robinhood. So we'll hit the siren there. We talked about why we like that one at that price. But anyways, AMD, I like the 126 area. 200 period moving average in yesterday's close. So 126 for me, AMD is a sell. We're already sitting there. Let's see what we could do with Robinhood. We're down long right now at 42.
Yeah, that AVGO came right into 240 as we were speaking there, Sean. So absolutely crazy there. But yeah, no, Nvidia.
Here we go.
Yeah, another messy chart on my part here. A bit of a breakdown happening. So let me just clear that up here. You can see that we kind of topped out in the 152.88 all-time highs right there, taking a bit of a pullback. It's a bit of a stair step down over the past few days here on Nvidia. You can see some strong selling coming in off of these prior highs, 146s. Strong selling once again off of 141s here on December the 10th. Stepping down yesterday or last Friday there as well. Consolidating yesterday, stepping down below prior week's consolidation lows there on Friday, and then another step down coming in today on this week. But with only about 5 seconds left, I see that there's at the bell 4, 3, 2, and 1. The market is open, so good luck to all.
All right, there we go. Yeah, we missed that. We missed that bell ring right here. Yeah, may the odds forever be in your favor. I like that one. That's from Hunger Games, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, there it is. Hunger Games. There we go. Okay, so Robinhood downside. Right, not really, but we'll watch out for Robinhood right now. We're going to buy some 4150s when things settle down. All right, well, here's Tesla. Tesla, the name that we're all looking at, drops down to 472-ish right there. So be patient, be patient. We do not need to panic into anything right now. Taking a look on what's going on with Bitcoin, 1078 right now. So I have IBIT. We didn't get to talk about this. We have cryptocurrency on there. Is it a long? I think yes. I'm going to take IBIT breaking through 6150. So that's yesterday's high. We're taking IBIT breaking through yesterday's high. We're taking IBIT. Nvidia, just a little bit of a quick note. Verizon partnering with Nvidia. We're hearing that right now. Verizon partnering with Nvidia, so we could have a look at Verizon, see if that's doing anything. I don't know, just says Verizon partnering. I don't know what it is exactly. Adara or whoever will get that, but it's probably, yeah, don't worry about it. It's not really moving around too much. But yeah, 471 now coming into play here for Tesla.
Yeah, so
you in anything yet?
Yeah, I got a little bit of Broadcom here just to kind of just a little feeler, because it did come down into the 240, and that's what I was looking for. I was looking for it to come down into the 240. That's the first place I wanted to give it a little bit of a stab there. Let's see how well it holds this 240. Again, it can drop down a little bit more, and I'm more than willing to let it do that, get stopped out, and reassess, try again. But that aggressive selling through the pre-market, we were talking about that pre-market downtrend, and that accelerates through off of the imbalances and pukes about 8 points, all the way from 248 all the way down to 240s, trading a little bit lower here, down to 238s as of right now. So let's see. Probably going to get stopped out on this one if we trade any little bit lower. But you know what? I got my stop in and ready to take on this risk, Sean. So let's see if we do a little bit of a bounce off of some of these levels there. 240 coming right back in. Tesla coming right down, so no real drive, but we talk about a little bit of a shake and bake. Let's see if we get any of that. We're looking for a potential interesting tape down in the 60s, and we reclaim that 470 as of right now on Tesla. So I'm going to give that one a little bit of time there. Market came all the way down and catching a little bit of a bid. This is a new contract, don't forget. We're on the H25s now. Yeah, March contract.
Yeah, so we, you might have heard me get a little bit excited there. Nothing too huge. We do have Robinhood's back up. That's 30 cents in. But right now, I just decided to short AMD. We're well ahead of the target, though. We do not need to be shorting. This is not like a go crazy level. We just wanted to take a little bit there. It came up to the 50 period, and we were able to get filled, and then we were able to get about 30, 40 cents, and we're like, okay, here we go. So right now, we're just short right now at 17s. Okay, here comes the fall back in. Yes, sir. Nice move on AMD. We were just trying to play it ahead of that VWAP. If we break 50, we're gone. So this one's 30 cents worth of risk, and we just took a little bit out there. This is very, you know what, early on, honestly, right now, so just looking at this, liquidity is there. You can get shares. There's no problem. But the levels get wiped like real quick, man, on everything right now. There's another out for me on AMD. Let's see if it goes a little bit lower. Here's Robinhood. We'll go 2 for 2 to start. We got that 25 up there at VWAP. We'll see if we can get a little bit more out. If it does come back into 20s or so, we'll try it. And then we're waiting for a little bit higher than that, 50s, 60s. Let's try to be right if we're going to be right. Tesla is really dumping, my guy. It said can't stop, won't stop on Tesla. I said, well, it can stop. And there it is right now just going still green, but heading to that downside there. This could be a level to buy. The ones that we had sort of looked at there, we talked about 62s maybe coming into play from right there. So that's where I believe I'm bidding. Yeah, I'm bidding 62s. So we'll see if we can get something in and around that, and then watch out for 460. But I think it's wise. I don't know where your mind is right now. You're on AVGO, but Tesla, again, pretty jumpy early, just back and forth. So we'll wait to see if it can find a bottom. Maybe it just did right there. But market can't seem to find one yet. So we'll hold on. So far, so good on AMD short, and Robinhood is heading to the downside. But we're going to get out of Robinhood. I already put the stop out on Robinhood there because we don't want to give back sort of what we're doing here on AMD and just give it back through Robinhood, right? So our stop here on Robinhood is a break through $40. So, or sorry, 41. If we break down through 41, we're out of that. So yeah, AMD working, Robinhood trying to get a little bit longer at 41.50.
Yeah, the Tesla reclaiming 470 or chopping around 470 right now. So AVGO potentially coming in for another fresh day low as it continues to sell off here on the day. So yeah, like I said, more than willing to reassess if we do get stopped out, if we don't hold this level. But that is an aggressive puke right off of the open there. And again, in line with the market. The market is also kind of puking to the downside after a strong downtrend coming in from the morning session or overnight trading session as well. I'm looking for that bid to come in on AVGO to take a little bit more here to see if we can kind of come back in. We pointed out some of the levels here, that downtrend from the pre-market. This is what I was talking about, 255 all the way down to 238. So that's a 20-point flush roughly all the way down back into some of these prior anchored levels there. Let's see what else we got going on. NVIDIA is trading a little bit to the downside as well, trading at 128.45. So what else did we have on watch today? Let me go through some of these tickers here. So
we got a big one.
Yeah, Amazon flushing to the downside. Oh boy. UNH with a little bit of a bid, Starbucks with a little bit of reversion as well, coming in with a bid again. Pepsi, we were looking for that. That was at 52-week lows. That one's catching a little bit of a bounce. And Apple for the continuation is what I was looking for as well, 250.64. So Apple's holding quite well as of right now, Sean. Let's see some of these other Mag 7s. What are they up to? NVIDIA to the downside.
AMD just held.
Amazon to the downside. Alphabet with a little bit of a pop. And Softy as well, not really doing too much. What's going on in there?
Verizon here. Sorry for the wait there, guys. Just getting set up over here. The story for VZ, as Sean mentioned, is a partnership with NVIDIA. Apparently, it's also AI related. So basically, Verizon is going to be working with NVIDIA to launch these AI workloads on 5G private networks that's going to offer ultra-low latency, high bandwidth, apparently, and enhanced security. So AI-related catalyst plus an NVIDIA partnership. Not a bad look for VZ, which got a nice little spike here with volume off the open, but it's basically flat on the day as of right now. Back to you guys.
Right, so Robinhood, I mean, let's go. That's that 41.50 area. I mean, we drew it down. We talked about it. We put down start at 42, get it more at 41.50. So right there on the sticky note, we wrote down 41.50. Look at that, Obi. That is an oh boy run right there. 41.50 comes right back in. We grab it. That's 60 cents to the upside. So we did get stopped out of some of our AMD right there when it broke 50s. Thank you very much. But we played it again to the short, and there it goes, man. So we took out some. This is what trading for me is all about. You know, it's taking it out when you're right, trying to hold on, getting a reload opportunity. And look, sometimes it backfires. We talked about that with Palantir yesterday, how we thought the long was right and it was not. We're going to sit in AMD and just see if it does want to breathe a little bit. We're now out of half, though, of the reload, because if we're going to get stopped out up here, this is going to be the same kind of a risk. So about 20 to 30 cents of risk on this trade right now, short at 30s. We're going to give it to 60s, I believe. So 30 cents worth of risk to right now bank out 80 cents. So I think that's worth it. There it is. Yes, sir. Let's go. Break it. I don't want to cheer for the short in semis because I know you're long Broadcom, but Broadcom and AMD are two completely different beasts. So let's hope that we can both catch a win on that. So again, out of half of Hood and now out of a little bit more than half of AMD. I cannot believe we just got that 50 print. So that was a good level. The reason why we looked at AMD at 50 was because there was this. So it was already based out yesterday at 50. So that looks like maybe where we based out again. So sometimes you do have to zoom out and have that quick little look there. So yeah, so far so good. I'm actually going to take another opportunity right now at 80s if we can get that on AMD. Potentially the market now could be in a bounce spot. The TQQs right now trying to bounce off the 200 period. So watch out here, possible market bounce for us, which we'll take on Robinhood. But there it is, another out for us on AMD as it continues to go lower.
Yeah, no, AVGO kind of working out as of right now. Let's see. But the thing is, this isn't everything that I want to see. This is technically the right side of the V off of here. I did get in on the left side a little too early, but it comes in, holds relatively well. I like the fact that we were churning a little bit on the 240s there. Again, after a strong puke, that's an aggressive puke in the pre-market, man. I was like, what is going on here? And definitely maybe some front running, some selling, some profit taking. Again, day 3 will almost gapped up above prior day's highs, but puked all the way back down into 246's opening within prior day's range. So looking interesting as well. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a continuation here. Tesla with a little bit of a bounce. Yeah, 466s and the low coming in on Tesla at 464, 463.55s as of right now. The market catching a little bit of a bounce as well. So let's see if this bounce is the one that'll take us a little bit back towards highs there. I was looking for that continuation on Apple. Are we getting it, Sean? Yes, we are. We're getting a little bit of that continuation on Apple. So let me move over to that one there while I let Tesla do a bit of a shake and bake here. 251.30s trading on Apple as of right now. So I do want to get involved in that one right there and give that some risk right here. Bang, bang. Okay, we'll let that one cook as well. Let's see what else is running. I know a lot of people watching IONQ as well. I had that on watch. Shout out to Wayne for another great trade on that one there. Trading at a high of day of 43.48, 42.40s as of right now on IONQ. Let's see if we can get that continuation as well. Yesterday closing pretty strong there on that one. Oh boy, look at Amazon to the downside, coming straight into the ground here. Let's see if we can if it can plant any sort of legs here at some sort of support. Prior day's lows coming in at 228s. We're trading 229s here. And yeah, Apple seems like Apple is working, Sean. These are all-time highs coming in on Apple. Yes, they are. Let's see if we can get that strong continuation like we saw yesterday. Again, pretty much bid up all day yesterday, and we're getting aggressive bidding coming in here on the Apple. AVGO still holding 242s as of right now. VWAP coming in at that 243, 244 mark. So let's see if we can kind of push some of that. But this opening drive on Apple, man, that thing is really, really strong. I wish I was involved a little bit earlier here. I like the hold of that 250 that came in right off of the open. Bit of a level hold of 250. We're trading 252s now. Let's see, only about 300 lots there, 400 lots at that 252, and we broke through them right away. Let me pull up the tape here for you guys as well so you guys can get a better look at the Apple as it pushes 252s. Oh boy, Sean. I even wrote down, I was like, Apple 250, 251, a bit of an over-under, take the opening drive for a push continuation on the day today. A little bit late to that one, about 50 pennies too late to that one, but yeah, let's see how that one works out. Starbucks, no real sign of selling right now. Tesla, yeah, it's still catching a little bit of a bid. Is it the bid that'll take us to highs? Let's see. I'm looking for that 500 to potentially come in. AVGO, not really doing too much, not as much as I'd like as of right now. So maybe it's not ready for a bit of a push. Maybe we do sell off today, right? We have been running quite extensively. Like I said, up almost 40% off of earnings reaction lows all the way up to pre-market highs within 2 days. Today is day 3 of earnings, and we are taking a little bit of a pullback. So let's see how much of a pullback we really end up taking on this name today. But 240s coming right back in, so a little bit of a consolidation chop on top of that 240s as of right now on AVGO. What's up, Adara?
Another great day for quantum names. We have QUBT here currently halted with a short float of 16.88%. Looks like quantum computing here. This QUBT is the name with the catalyst in this group, announcing they got a prime contract from NASA to apply their DRAC-3 for imaging and data processing support. So a NASA contract from QUBT. QBTS is also really strong here, although it was anyway, pulling back a little bit here, but nice volume off the open. That is 24.1 million shares traded in the first 15 minutes with a 15% short float. IonQ is another name in this space here. IonQ and QBTS looks like they've given up some of the move, but QUBT, watch out for that one again. Currently halted up about 42%, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. Back to the guys.
You know what? I'm just going to go long Tesla. I mean, so anyways, Rigetti's another one. Rigetti all-time high, RGTI, right there, 985. I was talking with a guy last night at hockey. He's long 77 cents, Rigetti right there, up to $10 right there today. So huge move up. And it's not like that's unbelievable. Back in October, this thing was 60 cents. So there you go, up to $10 right now, RGTI. Look, Obi, this is going to be a little, FOMO-ish, but I don't care. So there goes Tesla right now. I just said like, wow, I'm going to get into Tesla now. Why? Because it broke VWAP. And now it is $2 in the money. You know, it's like we sit here, $2, how about $3? Like we just sit here and it's like watching these names. I turned over to Obi, I'm like, wow, dude, Tesla is going and we've missed it. So I was just like, I'm going to punch in. And there it goes. There it is, $3 now and counting on this Tesla move higher. I feel like you got to be part of it. You're into obvious momentum plays as well right there. So here it goes, man. It is $3 now in the money. Shout out to Ozan and company. Holy shnikes. We are nicely going upside right there. Oh boy, did we get a little bit aggressive on buying that move. And I was like, FOMO. Well, FOMO D's, because this is going straight up to the upside right now. Good move there for Tesla. AMD, my bad, we got stopped out there, but look at those outs down there. Those are that's almost $1 right there to take a 20-cent hit. We'll do that. But wow, there's Tesla. Dude, honestly, 375 and change, Obi. We are now going. We just bought, this is a 1-minute chart. This is a 1-minute chart. And look, it's not like it's an outsized move because it's Tesla. It's $4. But this is 1 minute straight there to the upside. We still got on half. So let's see what winds up happening here.
Yeah, no, that's I got eyes on that QUBT, man. If that thing's halted up on that NASA news, I'm curious to know how much further that can push. I just looked up a short float on that thing. 15.75 short flow. What's going on with
this might be a trade for you, man.
200.
Yeah,
oh boy,
exactly.
Right.
So this is
gotta sit up for this one. Google 200 incoming.
What do you like? What do you like here?
What do I like?
You like the break?
I gotta figure out how many shares I'm taking through the Google.
Oh yes, sir. This is the man. This is the man. This is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about right now. We're thinking about share sizes. We're thinking about money. We're not thinking about losing. We're thinking
Google
about 200,
money. Baby. Let's
all
go.
right. So here comes $200 coming right in. Man, Obi, I always knew I liked you, my guy. Here we go. Robinhood trying to get back to the upside as well, as we bought a little bit on the downside there. We had to pick up that on the cheap. All right, so Tesla right now, we're watching that work out. We've got Uber on. Man, we've got some winners now, boy. Good little trading here. Let's watch out for Google and see what that's going to do. I got a big decent size order to break through there because you've motivated me, Obi. That doesn't happen too often. We're getting ready to go right now. 199.90 coming through right there. Maybe get it out a little bit more on Robinhood, 41.65. But yeah, Tesla, Google getting ready to rock and roll. Adara, be quick.
Yeah, I'll be really quick here. Just let you guys know, oil's pretty weak here, USO, and if you like the leverage version, that BOIL, B-O-I-L, basically Axios refuting some claims that there was going to be imminent fire or imminent ceasefire in Gaza. So initially that was reported. Axios has said that's actually not the case. So as we continue to, I guess, grapple with this tension in the Middle East, oil a little bit on the rocks here, guys. Keep an eye on USO and BOIL. Back to you.
All right. Just real quick, thank you, Adara, for all of that. All right, so Tesla, I did get out of another piece there at 472.50. Looked like it was going to break through the 200 period. It did break through the 200 period. We did get some out there. It's going to look silly, obviously, but there's Google. So now we're long Google at 11s. So whoopsies. So let's now see where we go on this one. Could just completely fall out again here, Obi. So there's the break that everybody's waiting for. It went up to $200.30, but I was not on the stock. So let's see what happens now with Google. Not great so far.
No, that kind of came in, kind of flushed there. But then again, Here's the thing about some of these breaks. Not all of them are going to be pretty clean. There, we reclaimed that 200, right? So you got to expect it not to be clean, and then take it for the price action there. So it's holding trend quite well as of right now through the 200. Let's see if we can get a push through that 200. Now these are all-time highs on the goggles. So these all-time high runners, man, absolutely wild. I kind of wish I seen this one a little bit earlier. But it's perfectly fine. Let's see if we can get that continuation. Let's see if we can hold the quarters, print the half. 40s coming in on the ask. Let's see if we can get to, what's next? 50s, right?
Oh boy.
40s that comes after 50s? Okay, let's go. Let's see if we can get to the 40s. 50s as of right now, but we're still kind of consolidating, holding the quarter on Google, but a nice strong grind. That 197.50 double bottom is what we're coming through this 200 off of as of right now. So let's see, can we get a convincing push above this 200? Do we sustain? Do we go to 201s, 202s? This is goggles, so you got to have the vision for some higher levels. So 201s, let's see if we can get those 201s. Wayne, I hope you're in this one with me, bro. 200, Google.
Bro.
This is going. This is gone.
What a day.
201s.
Is that what we're looking
for? Could have taken a little bit more, but you know what? It's definitely sending it as of right now. Let's go 201s, 80s trading right now. Can we get more on 201s, Sean? I have no idea, but I'm looking for that ad. Let's see if we can get a push through that 201 as of right now. This momentum is absolutely crazy, dropping down 20, 30 pennies at a time, getting picked right back up for an aggressive push to the upside. Oh boy.
Obi, I was just thinking about wow. Glad to be here with you, my guy, as we continue to do this. What a day there.
What a day.
And I'm in this with you, and yeah, we're in this. You motivated me to even take more shares than I would have.
Let's go.
So thank you so much for that, Obi. All right, man. And by the way, yo, Joe, my guy, what are you saying over there? Because we've got IBIT right now. Let's just have some fun today. I mean, we're in IBIT. It's not moving, but we're in it. We're in it. Let's go. That 61.50 break. And if you guys are saying, who is this maniac talking right now? It's me. I'm the anti-hero. Shout out to Taylor Swift. You get right here. We've got Robinhood. We've got Tesla. We've got IBIT. We've got AMD, we've got Uber, good to go on this one. But oh boy, Obi, oh boy, it is. I don't know, what's your favorite cut of chicken there, my guy?
I like legs.
He likes the legs right there, so we like that one. There it comes. Now I'm going to get another piece right now at $200.90 because, man, oh man, now working out so far so good. And what about Uber? This one's going to the downside right now. And by the way, Tesla right now, $5 in the money. Right now, Google, $1 in the money. I mean, what else? What are we supposed to do? Every day we talk about this, and every day we're having a good time. So let's just keep on going. Obi?
Let's go. Let's go.
Put your hands up in the air.
Let's get 201 halves. I don't know. This could end any time, right? I don't know. The momentum's still there. This is all-time highs. We're pushing strong on goggles. Again, this is when Google is pushing all-time highs, do you say it's price discovery or is it searching for new prices?
Don't worry.
You like that? All right. So what's going on? What's going on over here? All right, so 201.30s. Let's see if we can get a nice little push there. But you know what? I will do better at holding the trend. How about that? I talked about this yesterday.
What does Tesla say? What does Tesla say, Wayne? Come on, Wayne.
Let's go. Wow, Tesla's going too.
There goes Tesla, $7.
This market is absolutely wild. $7? Oh boy.
$7, my friend, right now. You got the monies coming in right now in the market. Great move there. There's $8. Tesla, $478 right there. We just got it. Bang. Right there, we got it out, man. We are having ourselves a day. IBIT. Let's go, man. Check your cryptocurrency accounts stat right now. Nice move upside. 108. You know what? Actually, do not check your accounts, actually. Do not check your accounts because maybe you'll sell. And you don't need to sell. You don't need to sell anything. I think Bitcoin going to that one. What's up, Joe? How you doing, my guy? Diamond hands. Is that what those are? Hey, I thought you were, yeah, hey, not allowed to do that around here, my guy. We don't need people getting knocked out up in here. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, nice move up. I'm starting to pay. I mean, I have more than half left. I don't know. Do we want to discuss how much do you have left, Obi?
I have 25% left. I just started aggressively.
So I better start getting out then, my God.
Yeah, I think I'm out for that one right now. But yeah, so I'm just looking at this 30-second trend right here. We just broke that 30-second trend. So great reasons to sell on the break of trend there. Do I smell a reversion? I just took the long. I'm going to be a little bit patient there. We got stopped out on the AVGO there, so that was a little bit of a nasty drop down on AVGO. That's perfectly fine though. We more than compensated for that, taking that goggle trade. Look at that bid drop on Google.
Yep.
That was the move, Sean. That 30-second. I gotta show this. People got to get on these 30-second charts because when the trend breaks, oh boy, look at that. Would you look at that?
Who the hell's
Look at that grind, that trend grind on the 30-second chart on the goggle. Absolutely crazy. Definitely a buyer on the tape. And then boom, the crack of that trend gets in some aggressive selling. Now, it doesn't mean we're done buying just yet, guys. I have no idea what it means. But as of right now, the short-term trend has broken. So we're taking a little bit of a pullback. I got to take a breather. I can't get too excited. But that was a solid move. Let's see what else is going on. Where is the next trade? Do you guys see the chat? Do you guys see the poll here? Do you want Obi and Wayne on the midday? I am voting 100% yes. I know Wayne definitely wants this as well. We might need a bleep button if both of us are on. For sure, we will need a bleep button because we might not be able to handle ourselves. Because you put Wayne and I on the same desk.
There's no budget for Wayne. Okay, here we go. 480 just broke again. We taking more, baby. So there it goes. We just added. Hey, so nice. Let's do it twice. There it goes. Huge move. We bought more at 480, man. You know that we put that stop order in there, Obi. We and you talked about that. There goes Tesla, and there goes another oh boy moment live at Trader TV Live. I mean, if I'm going over to the likes right now, and honestly, if we don't have like 10,000 likes, which we don't probably, then yeah, we got to get this going right here. So here's the stream right now. I'm going to show you guys what to do. You hit the like button right there. Oh gosh, I got to refresh. So we're going to refresh that, get that going in 1 second. Yeah, make sure that we get over 1,000 likes. Hit the like, hit everything you possibly can right now. Subscribe. 108,000. That's blasting right now. Tesla. I mean, now is it trying to pull back? I mean, we can just get out if this fakes breaks and goes back in through 479. So let's try to do that right there. Let's put our stop right here, breaking through 478.99. We'll get out of like pretty much all of it. We'll get out of 75% if it does break back in. And again, we just don't want. We're here to play the momentum. I mean, that's for sure. It just broke 480. So that momentum now, we'll take a piece out there at 480.50. Let's see where it goes. We had to cross up 40 cents to get this trade. So we cashed out of the majority of this. But if it breaks back down below, we want to get out of everything right now on Tesla, breaking through 479, back down in. I know you cashed out earlier on that. So actually, you never had Tesla, actually, right? Or
no,
did you?
I did not.
No. So we'll have to watch out now. It just held 480. Another out coming for me. I just put it out there, 481 flat right now. Google, man, never fear. Your guy is still here on Google. Nice, so we're taking out some more right now. Am I? I thought I was right there. Did I get that, Phil? No, I did not. All right, let's just put an offer out right now. Get a 94. Get a 94. Get a 94 right there. And now we're at near the highs of the day. My best day of the month, bar none.
Yeah, no. So that push was absolutely crazy. Yeah, I definitely did miss out on a little bit of that Tesla move. That Tesla is going. That dip. Look at that dip. Oh boy, coming in 463. So you had the levels. You were looking for those low 60s there.
I mean, I wrote down 462.
Definitely.
Can you believe that?
462s and the low is 463.5. So about a point and a half off on a $400 or $500 ticker, Sean. Yeah, absolutely wild there. And yeah, we're only 20 points away from that 500. So let's see if we do build into it. I said I was going to look for that shake and bake, and guess what? Shake and bake we did, and we're cooking to the upside right now. 482s is the high a day here on Tesla. Can't stop, won't stop. Look at that prior bar hold on the 3-minute as well. Oh boy, is the reversion coming in on goggles here? I got to take a shot at that one as well, potentially coming in. But yeah, a lot of these stickers very, very directional, Sean, and absolutely crazy. AVGO, nothing just yet, but I'm gonna pack my patience for that one there. Pepsi still to the upside. Apple took a little bit of a pullback, so right here you can see that I took a little bit off on that Apple. Didn't have enough to start off with through the 21 halves, but let's see if we consolidate it anywhere up in and around that VWAP as of right now. So Google coming back into the 200. So nice little potential reversion happening as of right now. So you know what, I do want to get involved with that one just to get with a little bit of a feeler to see if we do get some selling back down into VWAP, and then maybe we can catch another bid. But that bid, Sean, was absolutely aggressive. You saw the grinding up happening on the 30-second chart. Definitely a buyer on the tape there with that one. I was like, oh boy, we're dropping down 20, 30 pennies every time and getting bought right back up. Right. Aggressive sells that would hold stall on the bid and then rip right back up. I like that kind of action. Give me more of that one. And yeah, let's see if Google will drop it down into VWAP as of right now. Where is VWAP, you may ask, because that's what I'm asking as well. 199.26, so only about 30, 40, 60 pennies roughly away from that VWAP. I don't know if we're going to get all the way down there. If the bid is strong, I'm looking for that bid to either show up on top of VWAP, so that could be anywhere on top. This 200 area is definitely churning as of right now. I gotta look over at Tesla, man, because you keep talking about it. I'm getting a little bit of FOMO here. Wow, 483. Oh my God.
You were $15 in the money.
Oh my God.
$13 in the money from that play.
Nice trade.
And then we got more. So we actually added to that. I think your trade was real nice, man, getting out of Google near the top there. So we actually wound up holding that 25%. Once we started to bleed through here through 50s, I mean, we got a bunch out here, as you can clearly see. So one more out there on that. Look, man, I mean, we might just turn the lights off on this show right now. Only 1.1K. Guys, 9,000 watching right now. This has got to get up there. This has got to get up there. Fabian, get ready to fade to black, man. 1.1K. This has to get to 1.5. I'm going to check back in a couple minutes. Let's see if we can get it, man. We've got Obi on here. We're rocking and rolling. We've got Adara back at the desk. So let's go over and have a look at that count when we get back from Adara. And look, it's happening now.
What's happening now is some economic data. We just got in business inventories and NAHB housing market index data. So we'll start here with business inventories, exactly flat here, not only on a month-over-month basis, but also in line with expectations. So 0.1% versus 0.1% expected and 0.1% previous. That's business inventories month-over-month for October. The NAHB housing market index a little bit slower than expected here. 46 versus 47 expected, but in line here with 46 previous. So nothing super exciting in the economic data front. Here are the QQQs on the 3-minute chart. They're trying to take out the lows here around that 535 level with slightly lower highs. Lots to watch out for in this market today. We have Bitcoin making new all-time highs, Tesla making new all-time highs, Google above 200. Really, a lot of these Mag 7 and Bitcoin-related stocks on watch as we have, honestly, just over 24 hours left until that FOMC meeting that's going to be coming through tomorrow, Wednesday, December 18th at 2 p.m. Eastern. We will find out if the Fed cuts rates. We are expecting a 25 basis point cut. In terms of stocks on watch, we do have to talk about Tesla, TSLA here, with this massive Mizuho upgrading from neutral to outperform, raising their price target from 230 to 515. So pretty big price target increase here for TSLA, which despite some early weakness is just continuing its push to the upside. And then we also have a firm. This one was on watch here after announcing a $750 million offering. Bit of a push here off the open, but still down about 5.5%. So not everything is strong today. And again, as Sean mentioned, if you're enjoying the content, make sure you like and subscribe to the stream and join us every single day the markets are open. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Adara. So here comes that. So we did come into almost into VWAP there.
You had to sell
on the goggles there. So yeah, I do want to cover a little bit on top of got to be a good boy and follow my rules here. Cover a little bit on top of that VWAP, and and you got to throw it in on the Memex gate just for the memes, right? Just for the memes. I like the Memex gate. Pretty liquid. Yep. I don't know if you use Memex too much, but
I have it set.
If I like a price and they'll pay me for the price. Why shouldn't I get paid? I'm sure you can get paid with Arca, you can get paid with MyAx, you can get paid with a few other ones as well. But oh boy, we're coming right back into 200. So maybe that bounce was a little higher than I was looking for. Let's see, what was the candle low? No, I didn't take anything. The low was 47s. I was sitting in the 20s. You know what? That's perfectly fine.
What price we have. Watch on the bottom.
Where? On the goggles. 99.49. Beautiful.
You just said the low was 50,
Here we go.
47s.
Yeah,
we were just lucky there because I was
came
going to
right
buy
back.
the
That's fine.
50s. Anyways, so nice move up there. Tesla had to come out, man. I mean, it broke. I'll take another shot at 480 if it goes again, but we'll wait on that one. There's the Google that I was just talking about. We took 50 cents on that one all day, baby. If we can get another out here, we'll punch out a little bit more here. There we go, some more out at 90 as well. So let's wait to see if Google wants to go back up. We'll take it. We're there. We're out of 40% already. Yeah, IBIT. It was cooking, man. We're at a half up here, but IBIT kind of fell back. I mean, the whole market fell back in. So just looking at the NASDAQ here, if we can, just do a little bit of a broader look.
Wow, the market's tanking.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Right here, 22.2. So how about just 22,000? That's down here. We have a little ways to go before we get to that. The 50 period here, 22.2220 right now on the NASDAQ. So yeah, man, a little bit of a drip down in now, down 0.6, now down at the low of the day. So the only short that we have on here is Uber. It's only 10 cents in the money, so not really making me feel too good about some of these other longs that we have on board right now. Robinhood, I mean, you know, we reloaded it right there. We didn't reload a whole bunch. We talked about this level coming into play again here, $40, 41. If it breaks 41, we want to get out. So because this is a pretty dramatic market move down here, is it? I don't know. I mean, we just dropped down about just on the NASDAQ here. 22, what is that? 22,340 down to 22. Yeah, so about 60 handles or so downside. Might be worth picking up a little bit of Robinhood down here, hoping that maybe there's a bounce in the market.
Oh, it came back. VWAP. On
did?
Google? Google hit.
Yeah, I know. Now it's at 199. I know. It's low now.
199s now. Let's go.
This is low. Are you short?
Yeah, I've been short. I took the reversion.
Oh, you took the reversion.
Yeah, I took the reversion. I was like, I like the long. The long was great.
You just
the long
took it just now.
Earlier. No.
Earlier.
Well, I was a little late. The prior bar and the trend break. So we sold on the trend break, right? Sold everything on the long on the trend break, and I'm like, oh boy, this is actually continuing. I don't have enough because if I wasn't in a position, I would probably take a lot more on the trend break to start off with the short. But because I was already long, I got to do a little bit better with that flip, because I'm like, if I really like the sell, and if I like the sell so much that I'm just like, okay, I have to, get out of the long like right now. You get that get out now type of feeling.
Yep.
Okay, if I can take that feeling and be like, all right, if this is such a good place to sell and I want to get rid of all my long inventory, is it good enough to get short? Yes, it is, because it's coming right back into that VWAP. Let's see if we can hold that VWAP. But the trade is reversion to VWAP as of right now. So because it's consolidating in and around there, I do definitely want to take most of that off of VWAP. If we crack low, if we V-shape to the lows, that's perfectly fine. I don't really care. That's not the trade. The trade is the reversion to VWAP. Oh boy. Someone really shook this one up, because Pepsi is blowing up to the upside as of right now. 155.25s
Did you ever
is
do
the
that
low.
as a kid? You put
158s. Yeah, I would. What I would do was I would shake up the can and then give it to my siblings.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
I
That's
like
what
that.
I used to
Okay. So again, two different plays. Your number one stock's Google. My number one stock will be Tesla, but Google's right there as well. We just bought that dip. So chips with dip today, coming a little bit different. Obi with the short. I'm trying to play the long there on Google. Doesn't mean, we'll see what winds up happening.
I covered 90, I'd say 95% of my position, because the trade was to VWAP. It's just a trail.
Who is this guy over here?
I definitely like the long on Google today. Again, the whole point of the trade, in my opinion, was, what's going on, Joe? The trade was to take inventory through the 200. Now, shout out to Wayne. Wayne had a banger trade. He actually got long 197 halves over here for the push, actually taking the real trade, which was to take inventory into 200. And I saw it way too late, but shout out to Sean for pointing it out. He was like, Google 200. I was like, oh boy, I totally forgot about that one. Definitely a name on my in-play list today. And didn't really have eyes on that one. Took that AVGO, took some Apple as well. A few unplanned trades. But you know what? I'm asking Sean, where is the next trade? That's what I'm asking.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Where's the next? On to the next
for you. Okay, so we just took. Google right now. Let's go, man. It's trying to get back into $1 again right now. Off of that, boom, right down into VWAP. We like that. We like that a lot. We just sort of talked about it, so let's move off. All right, so we took the break of Tesla again at 480. So we made everything back, we are holding a small piece again of this. By small piece, I mean a third. We are still holding a third, and I am looking to get a little bit more at 477, looking to play off of 476.50, to be honest with you. So if we can get something down here right now on a little bit of a drip and then a rip, we'll be there for that. But I'm going to hold the rest. Maybe we get another take up at the highs. I mean, I cannot believe that 2 minutes later we got 484s, and then 2 minutes later we're at 477. So it's just the way the stock's going to go, man. We are very, very comfortable with it, and that is completely fine. So Uber starting to go back upside there. We were able to catch out a little bit. You know, sometimes you got to watch all the stocks. There's just so many things happening right now, including that Tesla trade and including a busy trade, obviously, in Google as well, as that's trying to get back above 200. So for Uber, I think we remain the same strategy here. I wrote down 60.50, so that's going to be in order for me to look at again, right there, 60.50, 60.60. So my stop is 60.75. Breaking up a little bit through here is what we're going to try to do. So I'm not doing anything now on Uber until $60.50. So if that comes in, that will be our next little short there for Uber. So that's just a little briefing on that one. There goes Google, man.
I'm all out.
Yeah.
200 over under. If it's going to sustain and hold 200, if it's going to drop down to 199s flat and hold VWAP like that, that is definitely, again, we talk about, a get out moment. For the long, this definitely was a get out moment for the selling, because I'm like, I like to buy again. I don't know if the buy is going to take us all the way back, but it definitely does. And next trade is what I'm looking for. Markets taking a little bit of a wick back up here. Tesla taking a little bit of a pullback down into opening range highs. So let's see if we can find a bid on that one. But until then, what's going on, Adara?
Just keep an eye on Google. Of course, we're all keeping an eye on Google. I did see a little bit of news on Google. They announced they have this Google News Showcase, which is a curated online news experience and licensing program. They're rolling that out in Switzerland. But yeah, I just thought kind of interesting here to note as we have Google now flirting with all-time highs and that $200 level, guys. Back to you.
All right. I was just typing something to my lovely wife. What's up, Marisa? Okay. So there goes Robinhood.
Hood.
Yeah.
What's good in the hood?
I don't know. This stock is good, though.
Yeah.
We bought the 41s, and again, another level there. If you guys are looking for some areas, we do have the sticky note. Okay, here goes Tesla right now, back up to 480. Let's see if it can get going now through this level. We just did. Unfortunately, man, we were, again, what looks to be, we're bidding 477 flat. So we're about 50 cents away from a reload. That would have been aight. But there it goes. Nice little move back up to the upside. The last time we were here, it stopped at 481. So I have an offer at 481.70. So, right here. All right. We just canceled it. So let me punch out. Okay.
Money.
Honestly, Obi,
Money.
I just feel like, there you go. I mean, just playing it right. I mean, after battling back what we did yesterday, and it's just like yesterday we realized fighting that trend, that nasty trend there in Palantir, was just not going to be a thing for us. So today we sort of, we got so excited about Tesla there, like we missed that trade, and we're just like, we're not doing that again. So we put out, got in, took it. We're playing like longs in strong names. It's like just completely like the way you're supposed to do it. And we're just happy to be doing it one more time here today. So there's some more outs. Like we only got out of 30% of what we had back to the upside right there, which is only 30% of that. So we only have now about, 20% left or so of this position. Again, let's hold out. If it does break down below here, 476.50, we're going to get out. Like the trading today, and you've had some obviously great positions there on Broadcom, being able to get out of Google there near the top and reverting it. I mean, today's just been a great day. And, things are working. And when things work, it makes our job a little bit easier.
Yeah.
And, makes us I feel better when we're having some positive trades, and I hope you guys are as well. We haven't even looked at Sound or Palantir. We can start doing all that. SMCI as well, breaking the top, people are talking about. We were in AMD and out of AMD. So let me just check on that. Okay. So again, pretty choppy, good, kind of a good thing to get in and out of this. We were short, so we get out of it for a flat trade. At the end of the day, we'll be up on AMD, trying to go short. Is it a short? We'll have to wait to see. 124.50, I feel pretty confident if we get back up to that level, maybe we'll put it on again. But Tesla's now falling out completely, down through 476 now. What's up, Adara?
Jimmy up here to the upside, about 4.5% up. Nice volume here off the open, slightly less volume as we go through the day, but it's worth noting this one got a nice pop at the end of the day yesterday. So GameStop still on watch, 8.3% short float, and lots of social media attention yesterday. The type of social media interest I saw as we got that pop at the close was more than I've seen recently on GameStop. So definitely be aware if you are short the same, guys. Back to you.
Stop. Like, if it pukes really hard, then it stalls, then maybe I like that. We were just talking about Tesla through the 500. I was like, yeah, it's probably going to be hella competitive.
But it's down. It's pretty down now.
It's down now, but it's still trading above the opening range high. So which is like, if I see a hard puke, and we did see that puke off of the open, right? We saw a hard puke off of the open. We're getting a nice little pullback as of right now, but we get that nice little strong selling. Maybe we get a little bit of tailwind from the market as well. You can see the market's selling off aggressively as well. So if I see the market turn, if I see Tesla find a little bit of support, maybe some consolidation, maybe some price action, I don't have to pick the bottom, but I want to be part of the trend that does take us up into 500 if we are poised to get up there today. But we're trading at 476s right now, just on top of that opening range high. So yeah, this is what I was talking about. You're trading opening range highs and lows, it's taking those players out. You're trading a VWAP hold right off of the open, it's taking those players out as well. It's taking out players who are taking the momentum long as well. We're at a 50% pullback off of the lows there. So yeah, definitely a lot of competitive action in my opinion. AVGO, oh boy, that thing is still trending to the downside, man. So it's like, all right. So and I got everything out of Apple as well. I was like, all right, we're making lower highs and lower lows. Consolidation shelf on 252s. 251 halves is where I got in, and that's where VWAP is. And are we likely to drop down another 30, 40 pennies for a VWAP test while the market is selling off? I think so. So I'm more than willing to get out of that one and reassess. But oh boy, Broadcom continuing to the downside now. I think Coffee Trader in the chat, we were just talking about how looking for the turn on Broadcom. Yeah, man, I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it as well. And I was talking about how this could potentially continue to the downside until we find that little bit of a bid. But where do we find the bid? I have no idea. But we've already kind of pushed past prior days consolidation lows, not prior days lows just yet. That bid came in aggressive off of 231s. We're trading at 234 halves right now on AVGO. So maybe we're poised for a little bit more of a down move, but oh boy, what a short that has been off of the open there. There goes 475 on Tesla coming right back up into VWAP right here. So you can see VWAPs right there as of right now. Consolidation lows right here as well. So I see that I keep getting my Intel alert. Let me take a look at Intel. Intel's probably chopping around here. So I have that alert right here. So we're just chopping. So not really. This alert was from a few days ago or a few weeks ago. And this trade is kind of over as of right now. But this alert still keeps on going off for me. But you know what? I like it as a bit of a key level. We're already it's showing itself a little bit, in my opinion, when it's kind of consolidating chop orbit in and around that level as of right now. So what else is going on? Starbucks kind of calmed down there. Broadcom to the downside. So that's a nice continuation off of the pre-market downtrend that we were having. Amazon maybe a little bit of a bounce. So that was one where I was like, all right, we closed really strong on Amazon. Let me just pull up the chart and show you guys as I talk about it right here. So look at this close on Amazon, guys. Absolutely wild. You get that strong shake and bake off of the open there and get a support on 228s. Grinds up, sustains VWAP before noon, holds and continues that trend, grinding up above day high and literally printing high of day into the close. And I was like, okay, oh boy, that is some strong action. Do we see that continuation today? Nope. We just break down through pre-market lows and a strong quadrunk, and now selling is coming in off of VWAP, not only off of the open, but currently right now 22966 is VWAP, and we're catching a little bit of a sell down 30 pennies off of that as of right now. So let's see if we catch a little bit of a bounce here on Amazon. But that bid came in hella strong. Oh boy, is this a lick grab of prior day's lows that I'm seeing right now, Sean? Look at that. Amazon, right there, 28s.
Yep.
Today's low is 27.80s.
Yep.
So and then we rip right back up to 230 VWAP off of a failure to follow through down below prior day's lows. A little bit of break of trend as well. So talk about a reversion to VWAP on that one. Oh boy, Tesla definitely coming right back into 470. So this is what I'm talking about, Sean. I expect it to be competitive. I expect it to wash a lot of participants before, if and when it even does the move. But yeah, that move is definitely a multi-day move into 500. Or if we don't even get to 500, I think we're more than capable of dropping down another 100 points down into 370s before we wind up back up into 500. Now we've got to remember, this ticker is or has been stair-step squeezing. You kind of look back at the chart, and it's just been in a perpetual stair-step squeeze. If you want to look up a textbook example of stair-step squeezing, just look at the historical chart of Tesla and then go down to the shorter time frames and see how every time how the flags form, how it stepped up, how different catalysts might have brought in a lot of short interest from large players. We know that Bill Gates has been a strong short candidate on Tesla, potentially providing the buying pressure along the way as well, right? So it's like you got to understand that some of that short. When shorts have to cover, they do provide a decent amount of buying pressure as well. And when it's a player like Bill Gates, maybe he's in for a decent amount of size. I don't know how much size he's in for, but yeah, look at that Amazon with a bit of look at that VWAP sellers coming right back in on Amazon. So selling dominant on the day currently as of right now. You see, we were watching that IONQ as well. IONQ kind of selling off a little bit as well. Let's see Tesla. Oh boy, we're coming right back in to some of these. Look at that consolidation. We kind of dipped down into 470s and then bid up, pulling back right now. What's going on, Sean?
We do have Trade the Pool, but I am short Tesla right now. Trade the Pool allows stock traders like you to get evaluated and trade real shares using the company's capital with no PDT rule holding you back. Trade the Pool has just launched a limited edition program for a one-time fee of just $300. You'll receive $80,000 in buying power and the chance to become a funded trader. Hit a profit target of just 4% and you'll start trading with the company's capital. Get funded faster and easier. Wow, come on Tesla. With Trade the Pool. The best part is the profit split will be upgraded to a generous 70%, so you'll keep more of what you earn. Don't wait. Check it out now. Check out Trade the Pool. Can help you get bigger and better. Scan that QR code right there. But let's go right now and spin this because there goes Tesla. See ya. We are now $4 in the money short on Tesla. And again, it was just kind of that what we talked about here, that reversion, right? I mean, it does break through VWAP. We tested it a bunch of times, and then Obi, once it stopped holding, and we could see that it was a downside move. There's the short on VWAP, bringing it back in right now. Short 74s right now on Tesla. We get stopped out of everything everywhere, though. All of our longs stopped out, right? IBIT's down $1. We'll talk about that. I don't have that many shares. We are going to talk about IBIT. But right now, Google tanks through VWAP. See ya on that one. Google, and well, Tesla's now my number one stock again. We did lose some on Tesla a couple minutes ago because of sort of this move. Let's start to punch out a little bit. There we go, 460. This day is up and down and around, Obi. I don't know where this Tesla move is going to stop, but the market is bleeding right now to that downside. So there goes Tesla, $5 the other way now. All right, Adara at the screen. It's 10:20. Let's go.
Something else in the market has been bleeding today, Sean, and it would be IWM, which is trying to pull a green 15-minute candle here, but it's still down about 1.5% today. Blowing through 232 with that candle in that last 15-minute chart here. Now, as of right now, we're trying to hold a little bit of support just above 231. So we'll have to see how the Russell 2000 fares. Now, in terms of small caps, we have quite a few today after a bit of a slower day over the last few days. We have this RIME. This is a penny stock, up about 77%. It trades around 14 cents as of right now. The company's called Arithmic Holdings. It is worth noting here, RIME has under a 10 million share float, which for small caps is pretty small. For penny stocks is a pretty small float. Then we have OPTX, which has a float of about 6 million shares. This one's still up about 100% and trying to bounce a little bit here. Mike Ransford announced as its new site manager. That seems to be the only catalyst moving OPTX today, Syntec Optics. Last but not least, MSS. This one's pretty volatile, and we're seeing an increase in volume. Unfortunately, some of it is to the downside, but Maison Solutions here at earnings yesterday, actually a decrease in a year-over-year basis for Q2 EPS, but an increase in sales, and they apparently see positive net income for fiscal 2025. So MSS on watch here, guys. Back to you.
Right. Uber. So Google's tanking, by the way.
Yep.
So that's happening. Wish you were short. I wish we were both short.
Yeah, I didn't. Oh boy,
just because
I
you were
didn't
talking
hold
about
that
it.
one.
Yeah,
Oh
that was a
my
good one for
God.
sure.
I'm jumping around too fast. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Jumping around way too
Maybe
fast.
that's my fault, but probably not. Yeah. No, and I think that's the one thing that, remember you and I sort of talked about that after we left Mitch there today from Trade the Pool. We talked about, being specific, watching the right stocks, playing sort of the trends that you continue to believe in, right? So that is something. But okay. So there's the move down right there, 60.25s, trying to come back in for Uber. Nice little short there. Did we get more on Tesla? No, we did not. All right, I have a bid. I'm going to take something out here at 75s if it does pull back in for Uber, for Tesla. We're $3. Okay, there it goes. Okay, I was going to say we're $3 in the money. Now I just got some out there at 470. So there's the breakdown. Okay, good. So I was just like, are we going to break down more or not? I was waiting for some more shares at 474. That did not come into play. Our stop is going to be 476, which is the 50-period moving average. But now that I see that, that's like 475. So we're starting to change up our game plan a little bit. Oh boy, Uber is going to go right into the pocket now. Obi, right now with this move, like there it comes. It's a nice play for us on Uber. There's that 60-50, and again, patience is going to. There it is right here. Patience on Uber is going to play one more time. So I just want to show you guys what we're talking about, because if you're joining us for the first time, thank you so much. Over 9,000 of you there earlier on. Here's what we wrote down for Uber: 60-50 short sell. So that's if we just wait for that. Fine. You can never get. Thing is, sometimes you'll write down these levels. If you wait for them, then fine. But sometimes you wait for them and they don't come through, and then you miss the trade. So we started this at the 200 period. We let it then just basically drift up, and we're able to get that fill. So big one there for me on Uber. I'm going to actually take out another piece now. At 17 if we can. All right, so here we come back again. The low on Tesla is 68, 67 and change. Let's put a 469 11 fill. If we can get that, great. Now that we're above, I'm going to punch out a little bit more now. Now that we're back above 470. So let's punch that. Oh, we just put an 06 out there and missed it. Okay. Hopefully that will come back in down into 470. We want, look at that, man. The break higher right there, and we can see what winds up happening. Breaks through 470 and $1.50 immediately high side. All right. So there we go. We'll take out a 40. We're still $2 in the money. I feel like okay, now here it comes back in. Don't want to get too greedy on it, but you remember you said that maybe acting a little bit too quickly. I feel like that's maybe what I'm doing. Let me pull that 470 now. We'll see if we get that 469, settle down a bit, catch our breath, and see if we can't put something out. IBIT. I'm going to buy this again down here. I was just looking at it. So we're coming in now to this level here of $60. I think this is basically the level where I'll think about tapping out. It's not, let me just call up a chart of Bitcoin quickly. So that's 105. This is what we looked at yesterday, sort of was the 15-minute chart, and we saw that it was holding. If we zoom back in, there was kind of the hold. This is what we were talking about from, this is from Saturday, but the hold on this period. I don't know if we're going to get to 105. I mean, right now we're trading at 107, it looks like. So that's looks like it's 106 right there. Sorry, my bad. 106. So maybe we do get to that 105, and that should hold. So we'll see if there's a chance for that to hold right down there. There's $60 on IBIT. So I am sitting there trying to buy some of this dip. I'm actually bidding right now 28s. I might just take some right now in case we miss that 28. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about is IBIT right now. We'll take a little bit here at, oh man, we just might have missed it. Or we'll punch a little bit here at 43, but we're trying to buy some IBIT dip down lows right now. Uber's really cranking for us. And then Tesla, yeah. It looks like it held right there again.
Yeah,
Obi,
this thing is
474.
volatile.
Hey, we were waiting at 474. We missed that one. Okay.
Like I'm watching the price action here on Tesla, and yeah, just rips 2 points either way.
Crazy, right?
And I'm like, oh boy, all right. So I definitely have to risk and size accordingly to that kind of price action, and risk, of course. Like, yeah, risking down to 68s if you're getting to the long, or maybe even day lows as of right now. But look how far that is. That's almost a 10-point risk on Tesla. But 10 points is nothing if you're looking for the push to 500,
right,
which is, again, another 25 points away. So that you're technically looking for a 2-to-1. Again, as long as the risk kind of makes sense, and the probabilities are in your favor, even if it's a negative R to R, and the probabilities are in your favor, it's still technically a good trade. Yeah, no, just gotta risk accordingly. That's what I'm trying to learn real time. It's like, all right, how do I be nimble enough to be like, all right, this makes the most sense for the effective risk on this trade. Boom, size, shares, whatever, get long, and respect the rules for exiting as well, right? So it's like it's a work in progress. Apple's still holding that 252. So did we get down into VWAP there? Yeah, we did. We pretty much got roughly close to VWAP, so that's good enough. For me on Apple. I'm not really in anything right now. I'm watching Broadcom, and yeah, no, nothing too crazy. Google, oh boy, that short was nice. 200 failure to follow through on 200, and we're breaking day lows on Google after a failure to follow through of all-time high 200s.
Damn.
That might be something. I don't know. I have no idea.
I mean,
but
look at that.
I'd have to take a look at it, Sean. I mean, would you just look at it? Like, look at it accelerate.
It depends if you look at it or not, right there.
Yeah, you just gotta. This is the first thing you gotta do. When you see some price action like that, you just gotta take a look at it.
I mean, I'm looking at it right there. I'm trying to take a look at that.
Would you look at that?
Oh my God.
It's gonna work.
Yeah, would you look at this as well? Would you look at Uber right now? Down to VWAP, and we took another piece out right there. So that's a 40-cent winner right there for Uber. Tesla right here. Nice little fallback. We did get some out at 472. Again, as Obi was mentioning there, we're a little bit concerned about sort of the flow here on Tesla and just how violent it can go dollars at a time. And if you're trading with shares, then those dollars can basically wipe your whole day out. So I'm trying to take a little bit more profit here as we fall back in. Okay, we are now officially reloaded, and let's see now what happens with IBIT. So right now we are long at $60.55. Let's take an opportunity. Oh, look, it's crypto. Let's take an opportunity to get something out if it comes back up into the 50s. But let's see if IBIT wants to hold these levels. Yeah, more to come here, breaking through 60, and we are out. Let's just put that stop in, and I'll just put it in for you guys right now. 59, and again, we're just playing off right here, this move, and I know, sorry, Fabian, I know we got to go. $60.12 is the 200 period, sorry, the 50 period on the 20-minute chart. So we're going to go 59.99 just randomly there. I want to give it a little bit of room to breathe. That's our stop order on IBIT. Tesla running the top. Oh, there it goes. Tesla just ran 475 right there up to the top. Wow. We just talked about getting some in, getting some out there on Tesla. Nice little run up to the top there. 476 now getting taken out. We'll try it one more time, but Tesla getting excited now to the upside. Oh boy, taking out that 476 in question right now for Tesla. Huge move to the upside, 477 stop. All right, Adair, it's crypto.
We're going to take a look here at Bitcoin. It's interesting here. I found this article from CoinDesk on, I guess, options trends with regards to Bitcoin. As we've had these new all-time highs over the past few weeks, apparently a lot of the options trend has shown people chasing these prices, so a lot of bullishness. But now we're actually seeing a lot of bearishness in terms of crypto auctions, apparently. And the largest block trades coming through on Deribit, which is basically a crypto exchange or a way to trade and interact with crypto, apparently is a short position. So lots of people actually apparently looking bearish. And this bear